3 ways to rebuild attraction with a man when it's fading. And in the beginning, you felt like the prize. He chased you, he prioritized you, he made you feel wanted. And now you're the one chasing validation, initiating most conversations, and wondering where the heck did this spark go? So, to save you another ChatGPT therapy session, and most importantly, I'm going to show you how to rebuild genuine attraction and what likely went wrong. So, today, let's talk about the 3 real reasons that attraction fades and how to rebuild them in 3 simple steps so that you don't have to be playing any kind of games. So, step 1 is to reclaim your identity. Always in dating, one of the most important things we have to do is we have to focus on ourselves, because the most attractive thing about you when you first met was that you had your own life, you had your own interests, you had your own goals, and sometimes we start to lose those and we need to start rebuilding them. So first, I want you to get curious about what happened. This is not a blame game. This is just ask yourself, did I become dependent on his validation? Did I stop pursuing my own goals and my own passions in lieu of his? And that means in replacement of his. Did I start trying to manage or control his behavior? Then I want you to see if there are any gaps there. And then let's start rebuilding you a full life, the amazing life that you want. So, can we take out some hobbies that we abandoned? Did we stop going to book club with the gals? Can we start going back there? Did we stop doing yoga? Boom. Can we do that? Can we reconnect with friends that we neglected? Can we start pursuing any goals that we put on pause? Maybe we always wanted to learn another language and we were just like, you know what, this relationship's giving me a lot. Time to start focusing on ourselves. And we want to develop other sources of fulfillment beyond the relationship itself. And I know many people, I'm on the more anxious end of the attachment spectrum. If people aren't familiar with attachment styles, it's just like, do you feel very anxious in the relationship? So if you've been constantly seeking reassurance, overanalyzing every text, every word, and you're trying to have, frequent relationship talks, that kind of anxious energy, it can be very repulsive. So we got to learn to enjoy the present moment together without needing the constant reassurance like, do you love me? We want to build a full life because a full life naturally attracts the guy we want. And when you genuinely re-engage your life again, you naturally become more interesting to be around, and your worth isn't determined by his attention. It's determined by the amazing things you have going on in your life. Every guy wants a woman that is amazing. And the guys that don't want a woman that's amazing, that's a guy you need out of your life ASAP. So step number 2 is we want to communicate directly and create a healthy space. We have to be open. A lot of dating coaches, they'll do this stupid thing. They'll be like, go silent on it, pull back so hard. You're like, okay, but instead of pulling back and playing games, you want to have open and honest conversations with your partner. Try saying, hey, I've noticed we both seemed a little less connected lately. I want to feel super close to you. Do you feel the same? And what do you think might have changed for us? And the secret is just to let him talk. I tell clients to silently count to 8 inside your head. And that's going to feel like a crazy long pause. If you're not used to silences, that's going to feel a little bit cray-cray. But the silence gives him space to process and open up, because he might have just got hit with this question out of the blue. And he's like, whoa. Then just listen. Men crave so much just being heard more than they will ever fully admit. And address the specific concerns directly. If he says, I've been feeling really disconnected from you lately, and I think part of it is we're not spending as much quality time together. Or, hey, we used to go to the gym together. Or, hey, we used to take a vacation every quarter. Can we talk about how to change that? Boom. Now you guys have serious progress to reignite. So also, another thing is we talked a little bit about recreating your amazing life, because sometimes relationships do need a little bit of space and a little bit of breathing room. Funny enough, royalty used to sleep in different bedrooms. There's the common phrase that, distance makes the heart go fonder. So this means, spending more time with friends, families, focusing on your own personal projects like we did in step number 1, create a beautiful, busy life. And when you step back into this relationship, you have room for that intimacy to regrow. So again, treat your partner as an equal who can solve problems with you, where you don't really want to manipulate them by creating this artificial scarcity or like blaming them. That's the big thing, is like when we had that statement, it'd be like, I feel like we're a little bit more distant lately. What do you think might be happening, and how can we resolve it? Boom, we're opening up honest communication, which is the most important thing. Step 3 is focus on what you can control. Ultimately, relationships are a little tricky because we have 2 people moving in space, and sometimes people are growing apart and sometimes they're growing closer. So we cannot control those outcomes, unfortunately. We have a whole nother person that we can never fully control. And one of the fastest ways to kill attraction is really to try to control this partner's feelings or behavior. So instead of asking, how do I make him want me again, is how do I become the best version of myself for the relationship and for yourself? So accept what you cannot change. Some relationships, they run their course. I know that sounds sad to say, but it is true. You cannot negotiate genuine desire. Sometimes attraction, it fades. Relationships, they don't all make it. Fundamental incompatibilities, no amount of strategic behavior, no amount of trickery will fix what is truly fundamentally broken. So be honest about whether this relationship serves you guys both, and through open and honest communications, you can reach those. So I want us both to be the best version of ourselves, individually or together. What would that look like for you? I would save that question for way far down the line, right? Because hopefully you've already got this working in step 1 or step 2. And if it's not, that's when we kind of drop that mutual growth question. So what actually works is when both people are actively choosing to be in the relationship. You both have your own fulfilling life. You communicate directly and honestly. You address emotional issues, and you give the relationship space to be healthy by being willing to walk away if it's truly not working. Because ultimately, that is the thing, is both partners have to actively be choosing to be in that relationship. You can't force someone to be in a relationship with you, and you can't control whether someone chooses to invest in the relationship, but you can choose to invest in yourself and that relationship itself. So rebuilding attraction isn't about returning just to old patterns, using psychological tricks. It's about addressing why attraction may have faded in the first place. And sometimes there's a process of reconnecting. Sometimes it helps you realize you guys have outgrown each other, and that itself is fine. Both outcomes are valuable, and the goal is not necessarily to win him back. It's to become someone who naturally attracts love, the love you want.